Well, good afternoon, sports fans. From beautiful Davis Bell Park on the campus of Park Lane Academy, we welcome you to our 2023 coverage of Park Lane Pioneer Baseball here on K106, K106.net, and the free K106 app. It's 6A play this evening as the Pioneers get started. It's Jackson Academy who will be first up for the Pioneers. As, of course, we look at Coach Sam Richard's team, they last played back on Saturday. That was a game here at home. They couldn't erase a 5-run deficit. They lost to Warren Central. Pioneers have started out not all that great on the win and loss record, but this team has definitely come a long way here in the 2023 campaign. They come in 4 wins, 12 losses on the season, but don't let that fool you. The Pioneers probably playing some of their best baseball as they head towards the 6A play. For Jackson Academy and their coach Parker Harris, they come in 7-6 on the season as they are playing here their first district game as well in 6A play. The starting lineups are going out to the crowd here. 71 degrees, lots of sunshine. Boy, if you'd have told us 71 and sunny about 8 o'clock this morning, we'd have called you crazy. We had severe thunderstorm warnings moving across the area this morning. All that weather left. It rained a little bit. That got out of here before lunch in the afternoon. Well, it turned off beautiful here in southwest Mississippi so that we could play baseball here this evening at Davis Bell Park. It's a pitching matchup. It will be on the mound this afternoon for the Park Lane Pioneers. They will send their defense with Ayuk, Wall, and Chapman along the outfield. Smith, Brewer, Rushing, and Reeves along the infield. Jax Albritton will be the catcher, and Gage Beard, who wears number 32, he will be the pitcher for the Park Lane Pioneers. That's how the Pioneers set up defensively this evening. We look on the other side for Jackson Academy and Coach Parker Harris. Here's how they set up offensively. Turner Denton will be in the leadoff spot. Trip Moselle will catch and bat second. Cade Breland, the pitcher, will bat third. Charles Baker will bat in the cleanup spot and be the first baseman. Foster Meacham will play third. Love Sims will bat behind him in the sixth spot. He will play left field, and then 7, 8, 9. It's Rhett Stringer, the shortstop. Heiser Vandenberg, the designated hitter, and Joshua Dawkins, the second baseman, who will follow for him. So Denton, Moselle, Breland, Baker, Meacham, Sims, Stringer, Vandenberg, and Dawkins is how Park Lane will come, is how Jackson Academy and Coach Parker Harris will come to the plate this afternoon. Let's take a break. We'll come back as they get ready for the Prayer National Anthem here at the ballpark. We'll come back to you after a 2-minute break. We'll have baseball action for you. Back in 2 minutes with Park Lane Pioneer Baseball right here on K106, K106.net, and the free K106 app.
If you please stand and remove your headwear. And after our prayer, please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Pray with me. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day you've given us, Father. Thank you for the many blessings that you give us in our lives. Father, thank you for these young athletes out here, Father, as they play this game. Father, be with them, Father, and keep them from injury. And be with these coaches, Father. Thank you for their hard work and dedication working with these young men. Now, Father, be with us as we travel home. Father, give us traveling safety. And forgive us of many sins we have. In your loving, precious name we pray. Amen.
The national anthem finishing up here at Pioneer Field, Davis Bell Park on the Park Lane campus as we get ready for baseball action here this afternoon between these two ball teams again, Jackson Academy and Park Lane. You look, by the way, at Park Lane. We talked a few moments ago. They're sending their pitcher Beard to the plate. Beard in 19 and a third innings has started 3 games for the Pioneers. He has a 1-0 record. He has given up 9 hits on the season, 7 runs. Of those 7 runs, only 1 has been earned. He has also walked 7 batters, struck out 12 batters, and hit 1 batter on the season. He's got an ERA that is right now sitting, about 180. So a very, very good ERA for Beard as he toes the rubber for the Pioneers in this one. Again, the defense behind him, Ihoop Wall and Chapman left to right, with Smith Brewer rushing and Reeves third to first, and Jax Albritton behind the plate for the Pioneers in this one. So everybody just about ready to go as Mr. Denton, the junior, about ready to step in as Beard finishes his warm-up tosses for the Pioneers. First of 3 with Jackson Academy. Pioneers will make the trip to Northwest Jackson up on the campus of Jackson Academy on Friday and play the games 2 and 3 of this series. That first pitch is set for 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Of course, that's how the series will set. You get the single game on Tuesday. You play the double on Friday. That's how the rest of the season will go for the Park Lane Pioneers, with only division games left for coaches Sam Richard and the Pioneers. By the way, real quick, while we have just a moment, you look at the Pioneers. They get MRA next. They will have MRA the single game here with the double again up at MRA, and then the Pioneers get the next 2 on the road on the Tuesday, home on the Friday. That will, of course, be Presbyterian Christian and Hartfield before Jackson Prep sits down there at the end. We're ready to go. As Denton stands in, first pitch to him is a called strike. The first pitch of this one at 6:04 here at the ballpark. So 6:04 as Denton takes a first pitch strike, and we're underway here in Macomb this evening. The 0-1 is hit right at the first baseman. Reeves grabs that, signals to his pitcher that he'll go to the bag himself and record the out. And 1 is gone here in the top of the first. So Denton, who came in at 294 hitter on the season, is done. And that will bring Trip Mosel to the plate. Mosel, 342 as a sophomore, will bat for Jackson Academy out of the number 2 spot in their lineup. Here's the pitch to him as he will take an inside pitch for a called strike. It's 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Mosel here as Denton was retired. Second pitch he saw hit one right at the first baseman Reeves to go take a seat. That one fouled back out of the ballpark. Let's see. Yep, doing it again this year. The foul balls always have to have their presentations. This one from Debbie Stovall Realty. No balls, 2 strikes to Mosel as he will await his 0-2 pitch now here at the ballpark. Here's his 0-2. That one's fouled back down the first baseline. That one gets out of play as well. Mosel will now be down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. He got that foul ball to stay in the count. Boy, it might be sunny, but it is also windy here at the ballpark. That big flag in center field, enough wind to stretch it all the way out and blowing directly out here at the ballpark behind that 350 sign in dead center field. 0-2 pitch misses for a ball, make it 1-2 to Mosel. Now the 1-2 pitch to him. Hits that one towards left center. Can anyone track it down? That's a gapper. Center fielder Wall will come over, grab it, quick throw to second. Oh, boy, a tighter throw to second, and they may have called Mosel trying to slip into second base, but instead he gets there safely. It's a 1-out double, and Cade Breland will be the batter. Got a That's 33. That's Cotton, who will be the courtesy runner. So he will be at second base. The pitcher, Breland, will bat now with one out and a runner down at second base. Boy, Wall got to it quickly for the Pioneers and almost they got an out at second base. First pitch to Breland. Will miss for a ball. Breland on the season, 257. It's his 43rd trip to the plate for Jackson Academy this season, the 1-0. Misses, takes it to 2 balls and no strikes for Breland now, and he will have a 2-0 pitch to him here at the ballpark. 2 balls, no strikes. Breland waits for the pitch. Long look at second. They'll go to the plate. That one a called strike. Make it 2-1 now for Breland. So 2 balls and a strike for Cade Breland now, and he'll have a 2-1 pitch to him here at the ballpark. The 2-1 swung straight through that one for a strike, and we'll even it now at 2-2. So Breland up 2-0 in the count, finds himself now even in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we'll have a 2-2 pitch coming. Here we'll throw the 2-2 at him. That's a little tapper just over the pitcher's head. Tough play for anybody, but the shortstop Brewer makes the nice play. Or is that's rushing actually that makes the play, I think. It's second, so we'll call that a 4-3 put out. Either way, it's out number 2. Runner moves to third, so he will stand at third with 2 out. Baker will be the batter, so now chance for the Pioneers to pitch around that 1-out double here. Swung on and missed by Baker as he will go down in the count 0-1. Pioneers got a ground ball with 1 out. Made a nice play to for out number 2, the 0-1 pitch. Yanks that one to shallow right, rushing, backing up. It's off his glove. Runner from third is going to come home. The throw will not be in time there. And Jackson Academy is going to score their first run on an error. So E4, as Bruner rushing, had that one in his glove, kind of had his body turned towards right field. Had that one in his glove for a moment, but couldn't hang on to it. So runner at first, 2 out now, and Foster Meacham will get a chance to bat. Meacham a chance to bat. He's a 286 hitter on the season. The pitch called a strike to him. So an error leads to a run here in the top of the first for Jackson Academy, and Meacham down in the count 0-1. No balls, a strike to him, the pitch. Fouled that one to the screen. It's 0-2. So no balls and a couple of strikes for Meacham. And he will have an 0-2 pitch to him. A 71-degree day here at first pitch time at the ballpark. Most of this one going to be played in the 60s, especially as the sun starts to wane on us. That one down the first base line. Does that get back out of the park? It does for a foul ball. And the count will stay 0-2 now to Meacham. Meacham, who started going down that first base line, he will have to come back. And the home plate grab his bat and await the 0-2 pitch. So no balls, 2 strikes for Foster Meacham now in the 0-2 to him here in the top of the first. Long look at first. He goes to the plate. That one misses, pops out of Albritton's glove, but not a chance for Baker to try to advance on that one. Meacham, the sophomore, again a 286 hitter on the young season here for the Raiders of Jackson Academy. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Meacham and the 1-2 to him. That is going to miss. Ooh. That's a pitch that I think Albritton thought it was strike 3, but home plate umpire doesn't give him the call on that one and evens it for Meacham now at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Meacham will have a 2-2 pitch coming. Here's that 2-2. That one is a shallow fly ball. Chapman settles under that one, grabs it for the Pioneers, and retires the side. Side retired in the first. They get a run. They get that run on one hit and a Park Lane error and leave one stranded. So all ones in the top of the first for JA. They get a run on a hit and error, leave one left. They strike first in this one. We'll come back after a 60-second break. Have the bottom of the first for you. Back in 60 seconds for you with Pioneer Baseball on K106. Well, here's how the Pioneers will come to the plate. Jax Albritton, the Pioneer catcher, will be in the leadoff spot. Henry Brewer and Bruner rushing. Your shortstop, second baseman combo will follow. 4, 5, and 6, Colin Smith, Caden Ayup, and the senior Blaine Reeves. Final three in the order, we'll see Tucker Chapman, Jacob Miller, the designated hitter, and C.J. Wall. The center fielder will bat ninth. So it's Albritton, Brewer, and rushing. Smith, Ayup, Reeves, Chapman, Miller, and Wall. The defense right quick for J.A. Sims, Denton, and Stevens. Left to right, Meacham, Stringer, Dawkins, and Baker. Third to first with Moselle behind the plate and Breland on the mound as the right-hander goes to work, and a swinging strike to Albritton as we get the bottom of the first inning rolling. Albritton on the season, 289 for the Pioneers. Hits that one back up the middle. Will it get through? It will. And the Pioneer catcher, Albritton, has himself a leadoff single here in the bottom of this first inning and is aboard. Pioneers will use the courtesy runner. Is 23, Jax Toller. So Toller will run for Albritton, who in the leadoff spot takes a leadoff single for the Pioneers and brings Henry Brewer to the plate. Brewer 260 on the season for Southwest. For Park Lane, batting out of the 2-hole. We'll do Southwest tomorrow. They will play Meridian. We'll have those tomorrow for you. Park Lane today with Henry Brewer to the plate. The pitch. But first, Breland will take that look over at first. Decides to go to the plate, and that one a called strike to Henry Brewer to start the count to him 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Henry Brewer. Brewer awaits his 0-1. Breland working out of the stretch after the leadoff single from Albritton. The 0-1, boy, kind of an excuse me swing that time, and he fouls it down the third base side. So no balls and 2 strikes now for Henry Brewer, and he will have an 0-2 pitch to him. Toller went back to first. Brewer back into the box. And now the 0-2 pitch. Boy, Breland again going to take a long look at his base runner. Goes to the plate. That one will miss for a ball to Henry Brewer. And even the count back to him now, or take the count, I should say, to 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes now for Brewer. And the 1-2 offering is on its way. Runner will take off. That's hit down the left field line. And going to be called on the warning track by Sims. Boy, Brewer gave that one a ride and is called right at the 310 sign. Going down that left field line for out number 1. So Brewer retired for round number one. And now Bruner Rushing will come to the plate for Park Lane, 1-on-1 out. Well, Henry Brewer put a rod in it right down that left field line, trying to get that ball up into the wind, but it wouldn't quite get out of the ballpark. Now Bruner Rushing will bat for Park Lane with a runner at first and one out. Pitch to him will miss for a ball, 1-0. Rushing 264 on the season as he comes to the plate for Park Lane. Pioneers looking at their three-hole hitter and try and pop one somewhere for Park Lane. They'll go to first. Want to bring Toller back closer to the bag at first, which Breland's able to do. Now he has a 1-0 pitch and he has to throw to Rushing. Rushing will await his 1-0. Fouls out one back out of the ballpark. Toller was in motion again, so once again he'll have to go back towards that first base bag as once again they had him in motion here at the ballpark. Jackson Academy struck first in this one. They picked up a run in the top of the first. They got a run on a hit and an error. Now Jackson Academy calls time as they've called the first baseman Baker to the pitcher's mound as Breland and his catcher were talking. They bring Baker, the first baseman, over. They want to chat with him as well. Everybody wants to make sure they're on the same page with a runner at first and a 1-1 pitch due for Bruner Rushing. So Bruner Rushing in the box. Jackson Academy done with the meeting. Here's the pitch. That's foul to the screen. Make it 1-2. So make it a ball and 2 strikes now for Bruner Rushing. And a 1-2 pitch will be due him. Rushing waiting for his 1-2 from Breland. That one's popped up. Carried pretty good into right field, but plenty of room for Stevens to make the grab, and that's out number 2. Boy, it didn't look like that one was going to carry quite as far as it did. Wind might have helped it some, but it was hit right at Stevens. And now Colin Smith will bat with 2 outs. So if the Pioneers are going to dent the scoreboard here in the bottom of the first, they'll have to do it with 2 outs. Colin Smith, their third baseman, will step to the plate for Park Lane. Throw to first. Jags Toller. A little bit closer that time on the play at first base. Smith batting out of the cleanup spot for Park Lane with the runner at first. Boy, Breland almost got Toller. Now Toller takes off and Smith's going to pop one up. That's going to get back out of play. And it'll be all for nothing for Toller as he will have to head back to the first base bag. So Colin Smith hit and run. Looked like it may have been on that time, but he skied one that luckily for Colin got back out of the ballpark. No balls, a strike for Smith. The pitch sends that one. That's a base knock to left. And Colin Smith will get the second Park Lane hit. And the Pioneers will have him at first and second. A 2-out single for Colin Smith will give Caden Ayup a chance to bat for Park Lane here in the bottom part of this first inning. So Ayup will get a chance first and second with 2 outs for the Pioneers here in the home part of this first inning. Pioneers bring Ayup to the plate. Ayup, a .417 hitter on the season. Takes a first pitch ball, make it 1-0 to him. Boy, prime spot here If Ayuk could drop one in the gap, the Pioneers could not only dent the scoreboard, but could possibly take the lead here in the bottom of the first. One ball, no strikes for Ayuk. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to him. That one misses. Make it 2-0. As Breland battles Caden Ayuk for Park Lane. No runs, but a couple of hits. As the Pioneers threaten here in the home half of the first. Here's the pitch now for Ayuk. Now Breland realizing that Toller had a pretty good lead. Nobody was covering the bag, but he'll step off, look that way just to kind of walk Toller back towards that second base bag. He'll go to the plate and the pitch will miss for a ball, make it 3-0 now to Ayuk. So 3 balls and no strikes for Caden Ayuk, and we'll see if he elects to go all the way here or if he has a 3-0 green light. 3-0, he takes it and he takes a strike. So Ayuk was willing to take all the way, and it goes to 3-1. Ayuk forced Breland to throw him a strike there. So 3 balls, a strike, and now a 3-1 pitch to do. That one slab foul, make it 3-2. So now the count's gone from 3-0 to 3-2. It's full to Caden Ayuk, and he will have a 3-2 payoff pitch to him. So Ayuk awaits his payoff. Breland takes another long look at second. Toller's been bugging him on the base pads, and now he'll check out again. Toller has been giving Breland a lot of trouble when he was on first base, and he's giving him just as much trouble now that he's down at second base for Park Lane. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Ayuk. There's the 3-2. Everybody going, that's ball 4. Runners were moving, and that's ball 4 to load them up now for Park Lane for the senior Blaine Reeves. Reeves will bat, bases loaded, 2 outs for Park Lane. Reeves, 372 on base percentage, which means he likes the deep counts. We'll see if Breland can get deep into a count with him here. The pitch. That one called a strike to Blaine Reeves, and he's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Blaine Reeves. Bases loaded, 2 outs for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the first. 1-0, hit right down the third base line. That scoots back Meacham. Here comes 1 for Park Lane. Here comes 2 to throw back towards third. And Blaine Reeves, forget going deep in the count, he got himself a double that he was able to stick between Meacham and the bag down at third and give Park Lane the early lead in this one. Albritton and Smith both score. Ayuk's at third. Reeves is at second, and that'll bring Tucker Chapman to the plate. Boy, perfect placement by Reeves as he's able to put one between Meacham and the bag and give the Pioneers the lead. Now Tucker Chapman second and third, 2 outs. That one misses high to him for a ball, 1-0. Chapman, 1 ball, no strikes that count to him. 7th man to the plate for Park Lane here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Chapman, and leaving the count back to him at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now for Tucker Chapman. Pioneers, 2 singles, a walk, and a double have led to their 2 runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch now for Chapman. That one misses for a ball, make it 2-1. One thing for Breland is that he is able to work back out of the windup in this situation as he works to Tucker Chapman. 2 balls a strike now. And Chapman will await a 2-1 pitch. That flag in center field standing straight out. That's ball 3. So now 3 balls and a strike. First base is open with the Pioneers having runners at second and third. And we will get a 3-1 pitch now to Chapman. So now 3 balls and a strike for Chapman. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Fouls that one back towards the screen, and that will load the count now to the Pioneer right fielder. So the Pioneer right fielder, Chapman, will have a 3-2 payoff pitch to him. Breland has had to work, and you can tell he's a different guy with runners on the base pads for sure. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Chapman, the payoff. That one is ball 4. Now they got to throw. They may have the runner picked off. They're going to try to pick him off. Run's going to score. Is he safe or out at third? Long look. They're going to say safe at third, score the run. And the Pioneers are going to plate another one. It's a walk for Chapman. Blaine Reeves had gotten between second and third. They throw down, get him in the rundown, totally forget about Caden Ayup, who easily scored. He would have scored whether Reeves had been called out or not. But since Reeves is called safe at third, the Pioneers will have him at second and third. While that was happening, Chapman went from first to second. So that worked out for the Pioneers. And now Jacob Miller, the Park Lane designated hitter, will be the 8th man to the plate. Raiders decide to go after the runner at third. Like I said, I think they completely forgot about Caden Ayup, who was coming home. No balls, a strike for Miller, the 0-1 due to him. That one misses, make it 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to count. Miller, 262 on the season, serving as the designated hitter here in Game 1 for Park Lane. Now the 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Popped him up on the infield. Second baseman Dawkins comes running in, falls down, but is able to make the grab. Dawkins made that one interesting at second. He falls down, but is able to hang on to the baseball and retire the Pioneers here in the first. Park Lane gets 3 runs. They get 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. An error, and let's see, they leave 2 stranded. So J.A. picks up 1 in the top of the first. Park Lane comes back with 3 of their own here in the bottom of the first. And we'll head to the top of the second in a 3-1 game. We'll come back to you after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball on K106. I'm here anyway. Well, we'll head to the top of the second inning here at the ballpark. Pioneers pick up 3 runs in the bottom of the first. 3 runs on 3 hits and an error. As Beard will go back to work for Park Lane, he will have Sims and Stringer, the first 2 he will deal with here in the top part of the second inning in a 3-1 game. 1-0 to Sims. He will swing through that one for a strike. And we'll make it 1-1. Sims, Stringer, and then Vandenberg, the designated hitter. The 6, 7, and 8 spots do. 1-1 will miss and even or take it now to 2 balls and a strike. Would be a real nice evening at the ballpark if that wind would find a way to not blow into this press box. 2 balls a strike to count, make it 3-1 now to Sims. So 3 balls a strike now for Sims, and he will have a 3-1 pitch to him. And did that one hit him? It did. 3-1 pitch, which would have been ball 4 anyway, is going to hit Sims. So hit by a pitch, and Sims will be aboard, and Jackson Academy will have their leadoff man on to bring Red Stringer, a .333 hitter on the season, to the plate. So runner at first with nobody out here in the second inning for Stringer to bat, as Beard will work to him. First of 3 with Jackson Academy. That one is swung on and missed. I think he may have got a piece of it. He did. They'll call it a foul ball, and it's 0-1. Games 2 and 3 will be Friday up in Northwest Jackson there on Jackson Academy. 4 and 6, the scheduled times for those baseball games. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses, and we'll even it at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Stringer. Sims down at first. Jackson Academy with their leadoff man on here in the top of the second inning. Now the 1-1 pitch for Stringer. He will show bunt. Strike 2. Couldn't get that one to make it a ball and 2 strikes. Well, the game's on Friday for you here. On the radio side, 1 ball, 2 strikes for Stringer. The 1-2 pitch to him. He swings and misses. And Beard going to come back to strike Stringer out. He will be out number 1. So Stringer retired. And now Vandenberg, the junior, will be the batter. 1-on-1 out as he bats. The first pitch now to the designated hitter will miss for a ball, 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to him. So 1 ball, no strikes. Runner still at first, but now 1 out here at the ballpark in this second inning. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. And that evens it back to him now to ball and a strike. So they count back even. 1 ball, 1 strike in the 1-1 pitch due here in this second inning. Boy, this time Beard takes a long look in at Albritton. Now they both agree, and that's going to be a base hit to left. That'll put him at first and second with Joshua Dawkins, the second baseman, coming to the plate now with 2 on and 1 out. Dawkins, a .333 hitter on the season, will bat here in the top of the second. Park Lane leading 3-1 here at the moment. But Jackson Academy with a couple of ducks on the pond with 1 out. Beard will take the look in again. Boy, needs to get Dawkins here with first and second and 1 out. And they get it to the shortstop, steps on the bag at second. That's all Brewer will be able to get, and they'll be at first and third with 2 outs. So a fielder's choice, retire the runner and put him at first and third with Sims at third. Dawkins now at first. And Turner Denton, who was a ground out his first time, will bat. Nice job by Brewer to realize where he was at short to step on that bag, get that guaranteed out at second base. You deal with the top of the order with 2 outs now with Denton, who hit one right at Reeves his first time. 0 for 1 as he comes to the plate, and he takes a first pitch strike. make it 0-1 to him. So no balls, a strike for Denton, and the 0-1 pitch to him here in the second inning. Beard working out of the stretch will throw that one. That's down the right field line and a base hit. And now it's going to get past Chapman. That one's going to get past Chapman, roll to the wall. Here comes another J.A. run. And now J.A. is going to score a run on an error. Sims was going to score easily. That was a single for Denton. But then the ball gets past Chapman. Dawkins will come around and score. Denton will end up at second base on the error for Park Lane. And suddenly, just like that, we're tied at 3. Boy, Sims was going to score anyway, but that one scoots underneath Chapman in right field. Now 2 have scored, and you got to keep dealing with the order. There's Mosel, the catcher. He doubled and scored back in the first for Jackson Academy. To pitch will miss for a ball, 1-0. Mental error by J.A. plated a Park Lane run. Now a error for Park Lane. Going to plate a run for Jackson Academy. 1 ball, no strikes to pitch. That one pops away from Albritton, and down to third will go Denton. That will make it 2 balls and no strikes. So now the runner at third with 2 outs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to the Jackson Academy catcher. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's a tapper back towards the third base dugout. Of course, the third base dugout here at Davis Bell Park belongs to the visitors. That's where Jackson Academy works. Park Lane, the home team, working out of the first base dugout, as they have here at Park Lane. 2 balls, a strike. They count the pitch. Make it 3-1. So now 3 balls and a strike to the J.A. catcher. So now the count way around in his favor at 3-1. Let's see what Beard can come up with. 3-1 is ball 4. So now they're first and third with 2 outs. And that'll bring Cade Breland, the pitcher, to the plate. But first, here comes the head coach of the Pioneers, Coach Sam Richard, as he wants to talk to his pitcher here in the top part of this second inning. He will have a conversation with both his pitcher and his catcher before Jackson Academy will send Cade Breland to the plate. Tied at 3 after Jackson Academy has plated a couple of runs here in the second. Well, both meetings are over. The Park Lane meeting is over. Jackson Academy was meeting along that third baseline as well. Cawthon will once again run to be the courtesy runner for the catcher at first. So they will be at the corners now for Cade Breland. Beard still has 2 outs if he can get him here. Pretty good pitch and a called strike. They will fake the throw to second as they will give him second base. They were watching to see what Denton was going to do at third. He will stay put, and it's no balls and a strike for Breland. Now runners at second and third for J.A. So no balls and a strike for Breland. 0-1. Fouls that to the screen, make it 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes for Breland, and he will have an 0-2 pitch to him. So no balls, 2 strikes for Breland. As Beard works ahead in the count, pitcher versus pitcher here in the second inning. The pitch. That one misses for a ball, make it 1-2. Nice job, Jack Albritton, to keep that one in front of him and keep the count at a ball and 2 strikes, or not let that one pop away to possibly give J.A. a chance to plate another one. The 1-2 pitch hit on the ground. Rushing will come over and grab it. His throw to first is not going to be in time, and J.A.'s going to score another one. And make it 2 more runs, going to score for J.A. Rushing went over to grab it. His throw, though, bounces in front of Blaine Reeves at first. And now 2 more have scored for J.A. E4 is how they score that one. J.A. wanting a talk with the home plate umpire. That's not going to go very far, but he will have his say, and we'll get back to baseball. The 1-2 is fouled away by Baker. He reached on an error his first time. 2 Park Lane errors are continuing to lead to J.A. runs here in the second. No balls and a strike for Baker. Now the 0-1 pitch to him. The 0-1 hit on the ground. That's going to get in the left. They're going to send the runner again. This time the throw is up the line, and that's going to score the run. Boy, Park Lane can't get out of their own way right now. A single for Baker. He'll move to second as the throw goes home. And now Foster Meacham will be the 9th man to the plate for Jackson Academy here in the second inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as J.A.'s gone up 6-3 here at the ballpark. And now Meacham will bat the pitch. Called a strike to Meacham, and he's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Foster Meacham here in the top of the second. Boy, the half inning that nothing seems to be going right for Park Lane. The pitch fouls that one down the right side. Is that one playable? It's back up against the wall. It's 0-2 now for Meacham. That one will make it no balls and 2 strikes now for Foster Meacham. Meacham ended the first on a fly ball. He's down no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in a 6-3 ball game here in the second. Now the pitch to Meacham. The 0-2 will miss and make it 1-2. So now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes for Meacham, and a 1-2 pitch will be due him. 2 Park Lane errors in the inning. The 1-2 yanks that one. That one might stay in the park, but Chapman won't catch up to it, and it'll stay 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes for Foster Meacham for Jackson Academy here in the top part of this second inning here at the ballpark. J.A. got a single run in the top of the first. They have scored 5 more here in the second. Park Lane got 3 runs in the bottom of the first to give us our 6-3 score here at Pioneer Field at the moment. 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Meacham, and the 1-2 pitch will be due. 1-2 fouled away again. That one back out of play, and it will stay 1-2. So the count will stay a ball and 2 strikes for Foster Meacham here in the top of the second. And now Beard will have to throw another 1-2 pitch. That one misses, makes it 2-2. He's thrown just about everything on the menu to Meacham at this point. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Meacham awaits a 2-2 pitch. That one will make it 3-2. So now it's 3-2, and a payoff pitch will be due Meacham. Runner at second, 2 outs for Jackson Academy here in the second inning. Here's the 3-2 payoff. Yanks that one into right field. That's a base hit. Gapper going to easily score the run for J.A. and a double for Meacham. The Meacham double will score the runner, Baker, and Jackson Academy has batted around on Park Lane here in the second. Got the first 2 outs to the second and third batters they faced in the inning. Since then, we've seen a single, a walk, an error, a single, and now a double. And that one is behind him. And going down to third base will be Meacham. Sims, who was hit by a pitch to start the second inning, sees one thrown behind him by Beard, make it 1 ball and no strikes to him. 7-3 now, J.A. leading at the 1-0. That one fouled back to the screen and evens it at 1 ball, 1 strike. So the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike for Sims. Now the 1-1. Fouls that one, make it 1-2. Other 2 series are Prep and MRA, while Hartfield is battling PCS, both those games. Up in Flowood, the 1-2 swung on and missed. And the Pioneers finally get out of it. A strikeout of Sims gets the Pioneers out of it, as J.A. will send 10 to the plate. They will score 6 times on 4 hits. There were 2 Park Lane errors and 1 left stranded. Well, yeah, Park Lane couldn't get out of their way in that one, and makes it a 7-3 game as they score 6 runs here in the second inning. And I can't get out of the way apparently here. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Well, I talk about a breeze blowing in the building, and leave it to the brain trust here at Park Lane's press box to figure the situation out. 6 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. Jackson Academy leaves 1 stranded. We'll go to the bottom part of the inning with C.J. Wall, the 9-hole hitter for Park Lane. It will be Wall, then we'll go back to the top of the order with Albritton and Brewer. Boy, just when you think you hadn't missed them, guys, you realize just how much you've missed them from year to year. As do we have the good times here in the Park Lane press box. And the 2 on the end down there, I think, have been here quite a while. So we've had some people come, we've had some people go, but you got 2 mainstays on the end down there in the Park Lane press box. So here we go. Here's C.J. Wall to lead it off in a 7-3 game. The pitch called a strike to Wall. He's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike to count. The 0-1 misses and evens it back at 1-1. The 1-1, that one's back up the middle, and Wall's got himself a leadoff single. So a leadoff single for C.J. Wall, as he will be aboard, and Jack Albritton will come to the plate. Best thing the Pioneers can do is what they did in the first inning, hit the ball. It led to 3 runs on 3 hits. They're down 7-3 as they get their leadoff man, C.J. Wall, on the base pads, and now Jack Albritton, who singled and scored back in the first, will bat for Park Lane. Breland is definitely a different pitcher out of the stretch. Runner takes off to throw down. not going to be in time, and Wall in the second base safely in the count. 1 ball, no strikes for Jax Albritton. Lights coming on here at Pioneer Field, Davis Bell Park, with approaching 7 o'clock here at the ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes for Jax Albritton, and the 1-0 pitch will be due him. Bottom part of this second inning here at the ballpark. The pitch due is going to miss to Albritton, and will make it 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes for Jax Albritton, and a 2-0 pitch due him. Two-oh, swung on and missed by Albritton. That will make it 2-1. The hit by Jax earlier, his 14th of the season, as he got himself on the base pads for Park Lane. What a leadoff man is supposed to do. Now Park Lane wants him to find a hole. That one in the air. Does it get back out of play? It does. It's the top of the Park Lane dugout, and will even the count to Jax Albritton now at 2-2. So the count even for Albritton now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Albritton with a 2-2 pitch due him. Breland long look at second, and now he's going to fake back that way. Albritton got that single, got Toller on the base pads, and Toller drove Breland crazy back in the first. Now C.J. Wall's got that job. The 2-2 swung on and missed by Albritton. He will strike out and will be out number 1 here in the second for Park Lane. And Henry Brewer, who flew out his first time, 0 for 1 as he comes to the plate, will bat. 7-3, J.A. leads it. They put up 6 runs on a couple of big Park Lane errors in the top of the second. Park Lane now batting here in the bottom of the second. Runner at second, 1 out for Henry Brewer, the pitch. They'll fake back to second again. So Brewer to the plate. He still awaits his first pitch. Looks like he'll get it from Breland this time. That one off Breland's glove, and that's going to skate into center field. That's going to score the run for Park Lane on a Brewer single that will score Wall. So the Brewer single will score Wall, make it a 7-4 game. And now Bruner Rushing will bat for Park Lane. Rushing as he comes to the plate, 0 for 1, skied one to right field, his first time. Wind continuing to blow straight out here at the ballpark in Macomb. The pitch to Rushing will miss for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes for the Pioneers' second baseman, Bruner Rushing. So 1 ball, no strikes to pitch. They'll go to first. They'll bring Henry Brewer back to the bag there. And now the 1-0 pitch for Bruner Rushing. One misses, make it 2-0. So now 2 balls and no strikes for Bruner Rushing, and he will have a 2-0 pitch. They'll go to first. Oh, Baker Had to come off the bag to hold on to that one for Jackson Academy. 2 balls, no strikes to count for Bruner Rushing. Here's the 2-0. Make it 3-0. Now Rushing way ahead in the count here. 3 balls and no strikes. And Bruner will have a 3-0 pitch to him. 7 runs, 4 hits for J.A. 4 runs, 5 hits for Park Lane. But boy, 3 big Park Lane errors too. 3-0 is ball 4. And Rushing will draw the free pass. That will put runners first and second for Colin Smith. Smith singled his first time for Park Lane. He's also scored a run in this one for the Pioneers. So Smith will bat with runners at first and second for Park Lane. The first pitch due for Colin. Pitch to Breland. From Breland, a called strike to Smith. He's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Colin Smith in the 0-1 pitch to him here in the second inning. Long look at second base. He'll go to the plate. Smith will swing and miss. And he will be down in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. Base knocked somewhere by Colin Smith would probably score another one for Park Lane here in the second. No balls, 2 strikes for Smith. And now the 0-2 pitch to the Pioneer third baseman. And that one hits him. I think it got a piece of the home plate umpire too. Smith is hit by the pitch. And now the base is loaded with 1 out for Park Lane. Caden Ayup, who has walked and scored in this one for the Pioneers, will bat here in the second. But first, Jackson Academy wants to talk things over with Breland. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Pioneers, with Caden Ayup coming to the plate. It's Henry Brewer at third for Park Lane. Bruner Rushing's at second. Colin Smith is at first in a 7-4 game. So while they talk things over with the mound, Pioneers having a conversation with Colin Smith at first. The officials had a meeting too. Now everybody's broke the meeting up.
Left field number 9, Caden Ayup.
And Caden Ayup now will bat. So Ayup will bat, bases loaded, 1 out for Park Lane. The pitch called a ball to Ayup. It's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for the Pioneer outfielder Caden Ayup, and he awaits his 1-0 pitch. That one back up the middle. Here comes 1 Pioneer. Here comes 2 Pioneers, and Park Lane gonna play 2 on a single by Ayup. Brewer and Rushing will both score. They'll hold Colin Smith at second as the throw went to second. And that makes it a 7-6 game now. And Blaine Reeves, who doubled his last time for Park Lane, will bat here in the second. Either way, we are right at just under an hour of baseball. And we're in the bottom of the second inning here at Pioneerville. So Blaine Reeves will bat now for Park Lane with a runner at second. And a pitch to him. Shows bunt, yanks it back, takes a ball. Both runners go in motion as that one gets away. And the Pioneers will have them now at second and third. So now at second and third, with the count 1 ball and no strikes for Blaine Reeves. 7-6 now as Pioneers try to have as equally big of a second as Jackson Academy did. 1 ball, no strikes for Reeves, the 1-0. That one misses for ball 2 and make it 2 balls and no strikes now for Reeves. They come in at the corners, does Jackson. Brett Meacham at third, Baker at first. They stay back at second and short. 2 balls, no strikes for Blaine Reeves. And the 2-0 pitch coming. That one misses for ball 3. First base is open with Breland pitching to Blaine Reeves here. 3 balls and no strikes. And now Reeves will have a 3-0 pitch coming to him. Breland, long look in at his catcher this time, the 3-0 pitch. That's the old anywhere close strike, make it 3-1. Breland able to hit the mitt that time, make it 3 balls and a strike. And now a 3-1 pitch to him. A swing in that time, and he will swing and miss at the 3-1 pitch. And that will take the count now to 3-2. And Reeves will be due a payoff pitch here in the second inning. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a payoff pitch will be due. Here's the 3-2. That one hit out to right. Should be deep enough to score the run. Stevens will grab it. Pioneers will tag. Play it to plate will not be in time. It gets away to the Pioneers. Try to plate another one. Nope. They will hold Diup at third. So Colin Smith will score. It goes as a sac fly for Reeves. He's out number 2, and the Pioneers have tied it with Tucker Chapman coming to the plate.
Right fielder number 3, Tucker Chapman.
Chapman walked his first time. He's the 8th to the plate for Park Lane here in the second. So Chapman to the plate now with a runner at third in a 7-7 ball game. The pitch. That one down the third baseline and a foul ball. And Tyler Cunningham made a great barehanded play at third. Gets it back to the pitcher. That's the important thing. No balls a strike to count. Here's the 0-1. That's a called strike 2. And Chapman now down in the count 0-2. So Chapman down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And Chapman will have an 0-2 pitch to him. Breland will work the 0-2. That one fouled back. Out of play, it'll stay 0-2 to Chapman.
That foul ball is sponsored by Summit Family Dentistry, Chris Price.
So no balls, 2 strikes for Tucker Chapman. Breland's having a long second here, the 0-2 pitch. That went down the third baseline, another foul ball. Cunningham gets a hot shot down the third baseline and throws that one right back to the pitcher. J.A., by the way, does have some action up in their bullpen with the 0-2 pitch to Chapman. He will send that one in the air back out of play, and it will stay 0-2. So it stays no balls and 2 strikes for Chapman. Boy, the home plate umpires requested some new baseballs, and he will get a new supply of them out of the Park Lane dugout. No balls, 2 strikes for Chapman, and now the 0-2 pitch to him. Yanks that one, but in the air towards second. Dawkins looks up into the air. He will grab that one and retire Chapman for out number 3 in the inning. Pioneers send 8 to the plate. They score 1, 2, 3, 4 times on 1, 2, 3 hits. So 4 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and one left. A 4 spot ties it at 7. We'll come back to you after a 60-second break. Back in 60 with Pioneer Baseball on K106. Might as well stay here till he gets back. Might as well stay here till he gets back. Well, how do you combat a 6-run top of the second? How about a 4-run bottom of the second for Park Lane? And they have tied it at 7 apiece as we head into the top half of the third inning. By the way, it does take right at 1 hour. And I think we got the music still playing. We got to get it turned off here at the ballpark before we can keep playing. Now we get that taken care of. And Stringer, the shortstop, will lead things off. Is it Sims or Stringer? Stringer who leads things off, and he's down in the count 0-1. Stringer struck out his first time. He bats as the leadoff man here in the third inning. The pitch. That one back behind him and almost got his bat, though. But it's even at 1-1. J.A. sent 10 to the plate back in that second inning. It's 1-1 for Stringer and the 1-1 pitch to him. That one fouled back out of play, make it 1-2. Couple of big Park Lane errors were really the Achilles heel of Park Lane back in the second. So 1-2 and the 1-2 pitch will be due. And that one's going to miss and even it. 2-2 now for Stringer. Stringer, Fundenberg, and Dawkins, the 7, 8, and 9 spots in the order to bat here in the third inning for J.A. 2-2 to pitch. That one hit deep to left. Ayuk coming over. He will grab that one. And Stringer's retired for round number 1. Deep, but not deep enough off Stringer's bat. And he's retired. Now Fundenberg will be the batter. He singled and was erased on Dawkins' fielder's choice back in the second inning. As he will bat off Beard here in the third inning to pitch. That one misses for a ball, make it 1-0. So 1-0 to the J.A. batter here in the top part of this third inning. Beard's got himself a new baseball. He says he's ready to go. 1-0 in the pitch. Yanked foul off the bat to even the count now at 1-1. Game 1 of this series here on this Tuesday night. Games 2 and 3 Friday up in Northwest Jackson there at J.A. 1-1 to the J.A.D.H. and the 1-1 pitch to here in the third inning. That one misses, make it 2-1. So now 2 balls and a strike. Beard will come set on the 2-1. That one swung on and missed. And we'll even the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Beard works here for his third inning of work for Park Lane. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 misses for ball 3. And that will take the count full now to 3-2. And a 3-2 payoff pitch will be due. 3-2 payoff, swung on and missed for strike 3. And the first 2 are retired here in the 3rd inning. And Joshua Dawkins, who reached on a fielder's choice and scored back in the 2nd, will bat for Jackson Academy here in the top of the 3rd. The pitch, that one will miss for a ball to Dawkins, make it 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Joshua Dawkins, as he will await his 1-0 pitch here in the 3rd. 1-0, swung on and missed. Evens it back to Dawkins at 1-1. So the count back even to Dawkins now, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he will await his 1-1 pitch here at the ballpark. That's a good pitch and a strike, too. Boy, nice pitch from Beard that time, as he will get to work ahead now of Dawkins. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Dawkins will have a 1-2 pitch due him here in the 3rd. 1-2 will miss, and will even it back at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 2-2 pitch. That hits Dawkins. Boy, got ahead of him, but then he hits him. So Dawkins is hit by a pitch. Second batter Beard is hit in the game. And now we'll go back to the top of the JA order, and Denton, who will bat with 2 outs and a runner at first. He has singled and grounded out. He's also scored a run, as he has been to the plate a couple of times in this one for Jackson Academy. 7-7 the score as we play here in the top part of the 3rd inning here at the ballpark. The pitch misses that time from Beard for a ball to Denton, make it 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 1 run for JA in the 1st, 6 in the 2nd. For Park Lane, 3 in the 1st. They got 4 in the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes for Denton, the 1-0 pitch. Shows bunt. Bunts that one to 3rd. Smith can't grab it. And now nobody's able to pick it up. Now he goes to 3rd. They apply the tag. He should be out, and he is. Little hesitation from Dawkins that time costed him, and he's out at 3rd for out number 3. Denton, would he have beat that? You give him a single? Denton, you got you. Okay, we're going to score Denton as a sacrifice and retire the side. In the 3rd, no runs, no hits on the sacrifice with no errors and 1 left with Denton left on the base pads. We have played 2.5. How about that for Park Lane? A quick inning with a 0 on the board as we head to the bottom of the 3rd here at the ballpark in a 7-7 game. We'll return after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with high school baseball on K106. Well, we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Tied at 7 apiece here at the ballpark. Boy, nice job by the Pioneers, though, to put a 0 up on the side of Jackson Academy in the top part of that third inning. As we will work down now to the bottom of the inning, Jacob Miller, the designated hitter, will lead off, and he'll send one. Second baseman will wait back for it. Throw to first is going to be in time. Boy, I thought Dawkins at first may try to come after that one, and he decided to kind of wait back on it, grab it off the hop, and will retire Miller 4-3 on the putout. He will be out number one, and now C.J. Wall will bat. He singled in his other trip to the plate. That was back in the second, and he scored a run for Park Lane as well. Here's the pitch. Swings on that one. That was a bit on inside. Kind of got off the inside of his bat and well foul. It's 0-1. So no balls and a strike for C.J. Wall. And he will have the 0-1 pitch to him here in the third inning. Here's the 0-1 to Wall. That one will miss and even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one hit down the right side, going to drop in front of him. That one going to drop in front of the right fielder, and Wall's got himself a single. The base knock for Wall will give him a 2-for-2 day at the plate. And we'll go back to the top of the order now. Jax Albritton, who has singled and struck out. And his 2 trips to the plate will bat here in the third. He has also scored a run. And he'll throw to first. Wall will get back safely there. Runner at first, 1 out for Park Lane. 7-all here as we play in the bottom part of this third inning. Throw to first, he does get down that time and able to get back his Wall. Boy, these guys going back standing up. That'll scare you to death when they try to do that. Albritton will bat 1 on, 1 out. He still awaits his first pitch from Breland. Here is the first pitch. He swings and misses at it, and it's 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Jax Albritton, and the 0-1 pitch will be due for Albritton here in the third inning. Pioneers sent 8 to the plate in the first. They sent 8 to the plate in the second off Breland. Throw to first. Wall back safely again that time. And the count will remain no balls and a strike for Jax Albritton. So no balls, a strike for Albritton, and he will have the 0-1 pitch to him in this third inning. Runner takes off. Albritton will swing and miss the throw down. Not a very good one, and Wall will be in at second. Perfect throw makes that one close, but Wall moves into second. The count, no balls and 2 strikes for the Park Lane catcher and Jax Albritton, and he will have the 0-2 pitch coming to him. So no balls and 2 strikes for Albritton. The 0-2 fouled it away. Another wave for Mr. Breland. 65 pitches now as he works into this third inning. So no balls and 2 strikes for Jax Albritton, and he will have the 0-2 pitch to him. Jack's first one to say he's batted in all 3 innings for Park Lane. Wall, they're going to walk him back again towards that second base bag. So no balls, 2 strikes for Albritton. as Breland will have to work the 0-2 pitch to him again. Fouls that one back towards the JA dugout on that third base side. And the count will stay now at no balls and 2 strikes. So the count will stay no balls and 2 strikes for Jack Albritton. So now no balls, 2 strikes, and Albritton back in. The 0-2 again is ball 1. And that will make it a ball and 2 strikes now for the Park Lane catcher. Albritton has singled and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate to this point for Park Lane. Now the 1-2 is ball 2. And that will even the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the count 2 balls and 2 strikes for Albritton. He will have a 2-2 pitch due him. Breland long look at second. He'll fake back that way. You're on first or second. Breland is really more rattled of a pitcher than he is when the runners are empty or, of course, over at third. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Albritton. He had it 0-2. He's worked it back to 2-2 to pitch. Hits it hard down the left side. That's a base knock. That one's headed for the wall. It's going to score the run. Albritton got to get on his horse to second. He's out. Albritton had to get on his horse to second, but he's going to be out at second base, trying to stretch that single into a double. Wall's going to score to give Park Lane the lead. And it will be out number 2 for Jack Albritton, and Henry Brewer will bat. Boy, you saw Albritton, when he rounded first, he kind of put the Jets on, and Sims throws a strike to second to retire him, and Henry Brewer bats now. Base is empty with 2 outs. But Park Lane has retaken the lead here in the bottom of the third on what will go as a single for Jack Albritton. No balls and a strike for Brewer, the 0-1 pitch. That one gets away and the count even for Henry Brewer. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. So the count even for Henry Brewer, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Brewer has his 1-1 due. That one's fouled away. Make it 1-2. So the count's a ball and 2 strikes now for the Park Lane shortstop, Henry Brewer. So now a 1-2 pitch due. That one hit to right off his bat. That one will be grabbed by Stevens out in right field and retire the side. Well, Park Lane gets a run. They get that run on a couple of hits. There were no errors, and with Albritton getting thrown out, nobody left on the base pads for Park Lane. Park Lane's taking the lead, though, 8-7. Pioneers lead this one. 3 innings in the books. We'll go to the top of the 4th here at Pioneer Field on the Park Lane campus. We'll do that after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball on K106. See, closing the door was a good idea for the wind. I'm not so sure it was a good idea for everything else. You're bad luck. You're bad luck.
No, this place is.
Every time you come down here, we have to play 5 hours.
It's the same thing. It's every game.
Every time you come down here, we have to play.
Here.
No, I'm all.
It's when you kick me out here.
Every time you come down here, we have to play 5 hours. Well, Jackson Academy will come to the plate here in the fourth inning. It will be their 2, 3, and 4 batters.
14, Trip Mosley.
Trip Mosel, Cade Breland, and Charles Baker, the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Jackson Academy order to bat here in the top of this fourth inning. Pioneers leading at 8-7. They got a single run in the bottom of the third to take the lead back in this baseball game. First pitch to him misses for a ball, 1-0. He has doubled and scored. He's walked and scored in 2 trips to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's going to miss on the inside half, making 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls and no strikes to the JA catcher as he awaits his 2-0 pitch. Popped him up. Does that one stay playable? Nope, it's back out of the ballpark. And the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls, a strike, the count, and a 2-1 pitch will be due the JA catcher here in this 8-7 game. So 2 balls and a strike, the pitch. That one will miss for ball 3, make it 3 balls and a strike. Now for the JA catcher, and he will have a 3-1 pitch to him. So now 3-1. And that's hit hard to left. Should be playable and is for Ayup. He will grab that one for out number 1 and 1 gone here in this fourth inning. That'll bring Cade Breland, the pitcher, to the plate. He's reached on an error and grounded out. And has also scored a run in this one for Jackson Academy. As Jackson Academy's batting here in the top half of this fourth inning. Down 8-7 here at the ballpark. The pitch for Breland is going to miss 1-0. Beard hasn't pitched badly. Boy, 3 really, really ill-timed errors. Park Lane defensively have really hurt his calls. That one misses, make it 2-0 now for Breland, and the count 2 balls and no strikes to him. 1 gone here in the fourth inning for JA. 2 balls, no strikes to pitch. That one foul back out of play. We'll take the count to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike for Cade Breland here in the fourth inning. So 2 balls and a strike for Breland, the pitch. Checked his swing, stayed off of it. It's ball 3. So Breland able to stay off that one, make it 3 balls and a strike. Now Breland ahead in the count 3-1. Here's the pitch. That one called a strike as it will go full to Breland at 3-2. So now Breland will have a 3-2 payoff pitch to him. The 3-2 payoff is going to hit him. Breland's hit by the pitch. The third batter hit by Beard in this one, and 1-on-1 out now. And Charles Baker will bat. We'll get the courtesy runner. Before we get the courtesy runner, though, it looks like Sam Richard, the head coach for the Pioneers, wants to talk with his pitcher. So the conversation will take place on the mound. When it's all over, a courtesy runner for Breland will be standing at first base. It will be 1 on and 1 out for Jackson Academy. That courtesy runner is number 20. That's Bryson.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 20, Trevor Bryson.
So Bryson will be the courtesy runner. Pioneers now, after the visit to the mound, do decide to get some action stirring down there in the Park Lane bullpen here as Beard works in the top of the fourth. That one fouled at the plate. That one got a piece of the Park Lane catcher, Jack Albrecht, and it's no balls and a strike. So no balls and a strike for Charles Baker. Home plate umpire will give Jack Albrecht a chance to catch his breath behind the plate. So no balls and a strike for Baker now, and the 0-1 pitch will be due Baker here in the fourth inning. Beard will work the 0-1. He'll look at first, though, as they will bring Bryson back to that first base bag. The 0-1 misses and evens it for Baker now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-7 Park Lane leading this one. J.A., though, with the tying run at first base here in the top part of the fourth inning here at the ballpark. The 1-1. Foul to the screen, make it 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Charles Baker, number 11 on the back of his jersey for the J.A. Raiders. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch will be due. The 1-2 yanks it towards center. That will drop. Throw will come to third. Oh, if he hangs on to it, he was out. But Smith can't hang on to it at third. Jackson Academy will gamble. And this time they gamble successfully, and they'll be at second and third. Baker singles. He'll move to second on that throw. So they're at second and third with 1 out now, and Foster Meacham will be the batter. Meacham has doubled and flew out. He's 1 for 2 as he comes to the plate for J.A. here in the fourth inning. The pitch misses for a ball, 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes for Foster Meacham. And the 1-0 pitch from Beard due. That's a tapper towards the shortstop. They'll go to third. You got to tag him. He's out there. They will score the run. Meacham will have a fielder's choice. 2 are out now with a runner at first. A nice job by the Pioneers that time. They go to third. The run still scores, but you do get Baker. Now Meacham at first with 2 outs. And Sims will bat. He's been hit by a pitch and struck out. Throw will go to first. Gets back safely there. Albrecht with the snap throw that time to try and maybe catch Meacham off that bag down at first. 1 ball, no strikes. Sims, by the way, has been hit by a pitch and scored and struck out. He's been to the plate a couple of times. He swings and misses with the 1-0 pitch, and now Sims will even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So the count even for Sims now, 1 ball, 1 strike here in the fourth inning. The 1-1 swings and misses again, make it 1-2. So now the count 1-2 for Sims. J.A. has tied it back up here in the top of the fourth with a runner at first and 2 outs. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes for Sims. Runner takes off, the pitch misses. And it will be 2-2. Beard had gone to the windup, and Meacham took that one easily. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Sims. So he will take that one off the Pioneer pitcher. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Misses for ball 3. Now Sims will have the count full to him at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Sims will be due a 3-2 pitch here in the fourth. 3-2 is going to hit him. He was ahead in the count 0-2. Sims battled it back to 3-2, and then he's hit on the 3-2 pitch. So now first and second here in the fourth inning. And Stringer, the shortstop, will get a chance. He's 0 for 2 as he steps to the plate here in the fourth inning for Jackson Academy. So he will bat with 2 on and 2 outs now for the Raiders to pitch. That one misses for a ball, make it 1-0 to Stringer. So 1 ball, no strikes for Stringer as Beard works here in the top of the fourth inning, trying to get the Pioneers out of this fourth and let the Pioneers go to work offensively in the bottom half. But now he's 1-0 to Stringer and has a 1-0 pitch due him. The 1-0 checked it. They said it's a strike, and it's even at 1-1. So the count even for Stringer at 1 ball, 1 strike, and Stringer will have a 1-1 pitch due him. That one misses, make it 2-1. So 2 balls, a strike for Stringer here in the top part of this fourth inning. Now the 2-1. That one will miss, make it 3-1. Both runners move up. Meacham to third, Sims to second, make it 3 balls and a strike to Stringer. And now Stringer at the plate will be due a 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count will go full to Stringer now at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes for Stringer, and now a 3-2 payoff. He will foul that one and keep the count full. So the count stays full to Stringer at 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he will have a 3-2 payoff pitch due him. And now the 3-2 is ball 4. So ball 4 will load him up. And here comes Coach Sam Richard, and it looks like that might be it for Beard on the mound. He got the first one on a fly ball. He hit Breland, gave up the single to Baker. The fielder's choice to Meacham got him outnumbered 2, but after that, he hit Sims on a 3-2 pitch. He walks a Stringer on a 3-2 pitch. And now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, that will be it this evening for Beard. Brent Fleming going to come on, be the next man for the Pioneers. We'll step aside with the pitching change and come back to you after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball on K106. Well, Fleming will come on and replace Beard. Beard 3 2/3, 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, at least 8 runs, but he will leave the bases loaded, and all 3 will belong to him in this game. He also hit 1, 2, 3, 4 in the game. So 2 walks and 4 hit batters is the situation as Beard will leave and Fleming will take over. He will finish his warm-up toss as boy Fleming. Big situation here for Park Lane. He will inherit the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Brett Pruning moves to the mound. Okay, designated hitter number 3.
Fleming is, let's see here, thrown 22 innings. He has thrown more innings than anybody else for Park Lane this season, throwing 22 innings. And he inherits bases loaded, 2 outs for the JA designated hitter. The pitch will miss for a ball, 1-0. Fleming in 10 games on the season. 34 hits, 34 runs, 11 earned. He's walked 9, struck out 14. 1-0 will miss. And we'll make it 2 balls and no strikes. And boy, for Park Lane, they've got absolutely no place to put this man. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the 4th, the 2-0, make it 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Now to the JA designated hitter. And you would think at 3-0 with the bases loaded, he would sit back and force Fleming to throw him a strike. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fleming does throw him a strike, make it 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. And now the 3-1 pitch. That's a tapper to the shortstop. Waits back, goes to second, secures it there, 6-4 on the putout. And Fleming will come in and put out the fire in the 4th inning. 1 run will score. They get that 1 run on 1 hit. There were no Park Lane errors, and the bases left loaded. Close it for Beard, 3 2/3, 6 hits. He gives up 8 runs, I think 1 earned. I'd have to go back and double check that, but I think that's the situation for him. Fleming takes over, gets the last out. We'll go to the bottom half in the 4th with Rushing, Smith, and Ayuk after a 60-second break. Pioneer Baseball right here on K106. Hey, is it 1 earned? Do you agree with me? Do you agree 1 earned? Okay, you agree with me. Okay. Just checking. Oh, yeah. 8 hits, 3 innings, 8 hits. 1, 2. Well, JA will head into their bullpen as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning in an 8-8 game. Watson will be called upon.
For JA, number 26, Benjamin Watson.
Benjamin Watson, real quick, his pitching numbers in 4. He is making his 5th appearance. As Breland, 3 innings of work, 8 hits, 3 walks, a strikeout. His numbers as he will give it to Watson in an 8-8 game, and Rushing will step in. He'll send the first one down that third baseline, just foul off the bat of Bruner Rushing. So neither starter will have a decision in this one. Can't win it, can't lose it. No balls, a strike for Bruner Rushing. Boy, he was flirting with a double right there. Let's see if he can get that one to go fair. The 0-1 hits it down the third baseline, but this one right at Meacham, and he'll fire to first and retire Rushing on a 5-3 putout. And Bruner will be out number one here in the fourth inning, and that will bring Colin Smith to the plate. Smith has singled, been hit by a pitch. He has scored a couple of times for the Pioneers as he works here in the fourth inning. First pitch to Smith. Swings and sends that one to straightaway center. Ballpark going to hold it up against a warning track. Denton makes the grab. Boy, you can't hit it much deeper in this ballpark than Colin Smith did as he hits it to the warning track in straightaway center field. But Denton stays with it, and two Pioneers are gone here in the bottom of the fourth, and now Caden Ayuk will bat. He has walked and singled in a couple of trips to the plate. The pitch will miss for a ball, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Caden Ayuk here in the fourth inning, and the 1-0 pitch due. Swings and sends that one to center. Not quite as deep as Smith's, as Denton will come on and grab it in a 1-2-3 inning. So 1-2-3, they go in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for the Pioneers. We go to the top of the fifth. First 1-2-3 inning recorded by either team, and it's by the Pioneers batting here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll go top 5. Tied at 8 here at Park Lane Academy. We'll come back to you after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball on K106. Well, to the top of the fifth inning we'll go. We are tied at 8 apiece, with J.A. getting a run in the first, a 6 in the second, and 1 in the fourth. Park Lane will get 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third for their 8 runs. As in the fifth inning, Joshua Dawkins will lead it off. Bases were loaded with 2 outs. Fleming came on and retired the batter, Vandenberg, and got out of that jam and put out the fire for Park Lane. Now he throws a first pitch ball to Dawkins, 1-0. That makes it 2-0 to him. Dawkins has reached on a fielder's choice and been hit by a pitch in his 2 trips to the plate. First time he gets to face Fleming, 2 balls, no strikes. And Fleming will have a 2-0 pitch, make it ball 3. So Dawkins way ahead in the count now, 3 balls and no strikes. And a 3-0 pitch will be due the leadoff batter. 3-0 is ball 4. So Dawkins walks, Turner Denton, as we'll go back to the top of that order, will come to the plate for J.A. So J.A. will get their leadoff man and Dawkins on via the walk. Denton has sacrificed a single and grounded out in 3 trips. He has also scored a run for J.A. He will take a first pitch strike from Fleming, and he will be down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Denton. And Denton will be due the 0-1 pitch. That one hit to right field. Gets over the head of Rushing. That one's all the way to the wall. J.A. going to send the runner from third home. Pioneers will throw it back towards second to watch Denton, who will get himself a double. Double for Denton scores Dawkins, gives J.A. back the lead. Make it a 9-8 game now with a runner at second and nobody out in the top of the fifth. And Trip Mosel will be the batter. He flew out in the fourth. Before that, he had doubled and walked and scored a couple of runs for J.A. to pitch. Well, missed to him for a ball, make it 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to count as we play baseball here in the top part of inning number 5. Pioneer Field, Davis Bell Park here at Park Lane. The 1-0 catches the plate and make it even at 1 ball and 1 strike here in the 5th inning. The run gave J.A. back the lead at 9-8 with more insurance on the base pads down at second. The 1-1 hit off the end of his bat to right field. That one is off the mini monster. Runner had to wait, so he will stop at third. It's a double for the batter. Back-to-back doubles, and now they're at second and third with nobody out. Denton had to stay put at second in case that one was caught. But it hits off the mini monster out in right field, and he only goes to third, so second and third. And now Cade Breland will bat. He must have went to the field. Because they're using a DH, and it's down in the order, so we'll check on where he is playing now. But nonetheless, he bats with 2 on and still nobody out here in the 5th inning for J.A. The pitch called a strike to Breland, who has been hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and grounded out in the ball game. No balls, a strike that count to him, and the 0-1 pitch coming. Pioneers have brought the infield in. That one's fouled to the screen, make it 0-2. They have brought the infield in to try to cut down that runner at third base with still nobody out in the Pioneers batting, and the J.A. batting here in the top of the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes for Breland. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Fleming. That one misses, pops away. The throw will not be in time. Denton will score on what I think will go as a pass ball. Yeah, that's a pass ball, so Denton's going to score, and Breland will have the count at 1-2. Runner at third now, still nobody out. Make it 10-8 J.A. the pitch. Sends that one to straightaway center wall on his horse. Won't grab that one. It's up against the wall, and another double for Jackson Academy. 3 straight doubles for J.A. has now played at 3 runs. And things not going the way Fleming had hoped here in the 5th. He walked Dawkins, Denton, Musel, and Breland have all doubled off of him. And here comes the head man of the Pioneers. He will make a pitching change, and that will be it for Fleming. He came on and got the last man in the 4th to shut down the fire for J.A. in that 4th inning. But it doesn't have it here in the 5th. A walk and 3 straight doubles. And Park Lane, well, it looks like they'll go to Jax Toller, who will be up next. We'll talk about that, but first we'll step aside for a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball for you right here on K106. That's a young umpire who was asserting his authority early. All right. Well, Fleming will go a third of an inning, 3 hits, a walk, no strikeouts. At least 3 runs. The runner out at second will belong to him here in the 5th inning, as the Pioneers will go to Toller, who will be the third pitcher used in this one for Coach Sam Richard, as Jackson Academy has came on and taken the lead here in the top of the 5th. Baker has singled twice and reached on an error. He's been on base 3 times in the baseball game for Jackson Academy. So he will bat here in the 5th inning off Toller. The pitch called a ball to Baker, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to him. So 1 ball, no strikes for Charles Baker, in the 1-0 pitch to him. 1-0 misses for ball 2, and that will make it 2 balls, no strikes for Baker now in the 2-0 pitch coming. 2-0, make it 3-0. Only 3 walks by Pioneer pitching to this point in the game. 3 balls, no strikes for Charles Baker in the 3-0 pitch. That's a strike, make it 3-1. So now 3 balls and a strike for Baker, and he will have his 3-1 pitch due him here in the 5th. 3-1, catches the plate for a strike. And we'll take it full to Baker now, 3-2. And now Baker waits to 3-2, and that's ball 4. So the first batter that Toller will pitch to, he'll walk Baker and bring Foster Meacham to the plate. Meacham has doubled, reached on a fielder's choice, and flew out in his first 3 trips to the plate. First and second, still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. That one misses for a ball. Both base runners take off. Throw to third is not going to be in time. So they will be first and second. And a 1 ball, no strike count now for Foster Meacham here in the 5th inning. 3 already in as he swings and misses on that one. Count will go back even to Meacham now at 1 ball, 1 strike. And now time asked for by Meacham at the plate and granted. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Hit on the ground towards second. They'll go to the plate, get the out there. Runner will head on down to second. As Meacham will reach on a fielder's choice. It'll be a 2-base fielder's choice. Breland's out number 1. They will be at second and third. Now with 1 out and Sims to bat. Barclay ain't going to leave the infield in as Sims will bat now with second and third still, but now 1 out. Sims has been hit by a pitch twice and struck out. First pitch to him will miss for a ball, 1-0. Jax Toller, the third Park Lane pitcher, works here in the 5th inning, the 1-0. Make it 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes for Sims here in the 5th. And he will have a 2-0 pitch to him. 2-0 is a called strike. Make it 2-1 for Sims. So 2 balls and a strike for Sims. Make it 2-2. Sims will come up empty on the 2-1 pitch. And we'll even it now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch, fouls that one back out of the ballpark. It will stay at 2-2. As we are reaching the 2-hour mark of baseball in this one. And here we are in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 hits him. So Sims will be hit by the 2-2 pitch. Sims now has been hit 3 times. He's been to the plate 4 times. He's been hit 3 of those 4 times. His only other at bat, he struck out. So now Stringer, the shortstop, will bat. With the bases loaded, the Pioneers will back them up at second and short. As they will play for the double play there, they'll leave them in at the corners. First pitch to Stringer will miss for a ball 1-0. Stringer's walked, struck out, and flew out. That one's hit towards right. Chapman backing up. That'll be deep enough to score the run. Everybody tags the throw. Went back to first. Nobody was covering there. But luckily, the Park Lane catcher is make the heads-up play there. The Stringer will sacrifice fly for out number 2. Baker scores. Meacham moves to third. Sims will stay put, and now Fundenberg will bat. He will bat. He will be the 9th man to the plate here in the 5th inning. As he will bat here, he is 1 for 3 in the game. Had a single back in the 2nd. He bats here in the 5th. The pitch swung on and missed. 0-1. Mm-hmm. Yes. The 0-1 pitch. Runner takes off to throw to second. Won't be in time. They're going to call a balk. And now, for some reason, the runner back at second, Sims, decides to break in the dance. Meacham will score on the balk. Sims will move to second. Here's the 0-1. Hit the center wall, backing up. He will grab that one and finally retire the side. As the side finally retired, J.A. sends 9 to the plate. They score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the inning. They score 5 runs in the inning on 1, 2, 3 hits. And we'll leave 1 stranded. 5 spot for J.A. in the top of the 5th. Makes it 12-8. And we will come back after a 60-second break for the bottom of the 5th inning with Pioneer Baseball on K106.
The concession stand reaches now. This is the last call for concessions. Park Lane in the bottom of the 5th. First baseman number 22, Blaine Reed.
Blaine Reeves will lead off the 5th. First pitch he sees, he will foul that one back out of the ballpark. It's 0-1. A 5-run top of the 5th inning for J.A. makes it 13-8 here at Pioneer Field. And looking at the infield here at Pioneer Field, I think it's struggling with the same infield everybody else is struggling with, having to bring that tarp home so many times during the rainy season here in 2023. No balls, a strike for Reeves. He doubled and has flown out. He's 1 for 2 as he bats the 0-1. Skies that one. Deep second, kind of no man's land. But boy, look at the second baseman, Dawkins, backing up, keeps his eyes on the baseball, and will retire Reeves for out number 1. Pioneers for the first time went 1-2-3 in the 4th inning when Watson came on. And now Watson's retired 4 in a row as Tucker Chapman will bat.
Fielder number 3, Tucker Chapman.
All 8 of the Park Lane runs will be charged to Breland. So Chapman, who is 0 for 1 with the walk, bats. First pitch will miss to him for a ball 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Tucker Chapman, and the 1-0 pitch to him. 1-0, foul ball down that third base side.
That foul ball is sponsored by Macomb Animal Hospital.
So 1 ball, 1 strike for Tucker Chapman, and he will have the 1-1 pitch to him. The 1-1 popped him up. Just about same spot. Dawkins, though, will give way to Stevens, his right fielder, who will grab this one for out number 2. And now Jacob Miller will be the batter with 2 outs. And the base is empty here in the bottom part of the 5th. Games 2 and 3 of this series will be played Friday up at JA. First pitch, 4 o'clock for game 2 there in Northwest Jackson. The pitch to Miller, he will foul it away. Miller comes to the plate 0 for 2 in this one for Park Lane as he bats for the 3rd time here in the bottom part of the 5th inning for the Pioneers. 0-1 will even it back at 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. That's a ground ball, skates through for a base hit, and Miller will have the first hit of the game off Watson. A 2-out single for Park Lane, and that will send C.J. Wall to the plate. He has singled twice and scored a couple of runs for Park Lane in this one as he bats here in the 5th inning. So a 2-out single for Miller to see if the Pioneers can get something rolling offensively again. Haven't scored but 1 run since that 2nd inning, and Wall gonna pop that one up. Second baseman Dawkins will come over, grab that one. He records 2 of the 3 outs in the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. Pioneers will leave 1 stranded. Back-to-back innings. The Pioneers posted goose eggs on that scoreboard, will head to the top of the 6th. It's 13 for Jackson Academy, 8 for Park Lane in the top of that 6th inning. It'll start same place the 5th did, with Joshua Dawkins coming to the plate after a 60-second break. Back in 60 seconds with Pioneer Baseball on K106. Oh, who'd you hear about it from? Well, I knew Travis was. You don't get to work till 10 o'clock in the morning. I knew he would. Well, Pioneers come up empty in the 5th inning. Will head to the top of the 6th in a 13-8 ball game. Fleming, by the way, closed the book on him. A third of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, a walk, no strikeouts. Toller will pitch to Dawkins. Dawkins has walked, been hit by a pitch, and reached via the fielder's choice. The pitch. A strike on the inside half to Dawkins, and he's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Dawkins, and the 0-1 pitch will be to him. The 0-1 will miss for a ball and will even it back to him now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers down to their final 6 outs in this one, trying to keep them keep JA at bay here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 balls and a strike. It goes to Dawkins, and now a 2-1 pitch will be to the second baseman. 2-1. That's a base knock in the left. First hit of the game for Dawkins, as he's been on base all 4 times, but that's the first hit for the 9-hole hitter for JA. And back to the top of the order now with Denton we will go. Denton has been on base a couple of times with a couple of base hits himself in this one. The first pitch will be due him, as Toller will work. Sends that one to center. Long run in for Wall. He will take it off the hop, and it will be a single for Denton. Wall elected to take that one off the hop in center field. First and second. Now nobody out for JA, as they continue through the order with Trip Mosel, their catcher. He has doubled twice, walked, and flew out. He's bunting down the third baseline, and everybody's going to be safe. Infield single will load him up. So an infield single is going to load the bases for JA for Cade Breland. Cawthorn, by the way, is going to be that courtesy runner over at third for the catcher. So bases loaded, nobody out now here in the 6th. There's the pitch. That one misses for a ball to Breland, to 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Breland. We were tied at 7. We were tied at 8 in this one, the 1-0. Fouled back out of the ballpark. It's even for Breland now. And 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 6th. But 5 runs on 3 hits in that 5th inning has made this one a different game to this point. The 1-1 misses to Breland. We'll take it to 2 balls and a strike to him. So 2 balls, a strike for Breland, the pitch. Sends that one towards right. That's a base hit. Chapman takes it off the hop. Bases will stay loaded on a single by Breland. Score Dawkins. And a run by Dawkins will make it a 14-8 game. Denton the third. And Charles Baker will be the batter. Baker will bat, bases loaded, infield in. Pitcher able to grab that one right off the bat. Nice job, Toller. Grabs that one off the bat of Baker for out number 1. Infield, they're going to back him up now with 1 out and try to play for the double play at second and short. Is Foster Meacham. Meacham's doubled. He's been on base 3 times, though. Fielder's choice the last 2. That one a called strike to Meacham, and he's down in the count 0-1. So no balls and a strike for Foster Meacham. And the 0-1 pitch to him here in the 6th. That one's hit towards center. That one not going to be called. Ball went down to grab it, couldn't grab it, and that'll score another run. Base knock for Meacham. Going to score Denton. Base is still loaded, and now Sims will bat. Make it 15-8 as Sims will come to the plate for JA. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike to Sims. He's been hit 3 of his 4 times. Sims has batted 4 times. He's been hit 3 times and struck out the other. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Now Sims is down in the count 0-2. 15-8, top of the 6th. No balls, 2 strikes for Sims, the 0-2 pitch. Fouls that one off his bat. It'll stay no balls and 2 strikes for Sims.
Sponsored by Scott Lindsay of Southern State Realty.
Now no balls and 2 strikes for Sims. The 0-2 struck him out. So 2 are gone now. As Sims strikes out for the 2nd time in the ball game. And now Stringer, the shortstop, will bat. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. The pitch misses to him for a ball, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Stringer. Stringer, by the way, is the 8th man to the plate in the inning for Jackson Academy. The 1-0, make it 2-0. That one popped in the air and fouled back out of play. 2 balls, a strike to count. And Stringer will have a 2-1 pitch due. As Tolder will work the 2-1. That one fouled back out again and make it 2-2. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes for Stringer. And he will have a 2-2 pitch coming. The 2-2. That one's to right center. Can anybody grab it? They can't. And now Chapman has lost the baseball, and that's going to allow the runner. Can they come back to grab him at second? They can't. Musial and Breland will both score. Meacham scores as well. Stringer will get the hit, and the error will go to Chapman. We'll make it 18-8. And now Stringer will bat. And that's what they did. They did away with their DH. That's not Stringer. That's the designated hitter. Got me off a batter by the announcement there. That's Fundenberg, the designated hitter. He fouls it away.
That foul ball is sponsored by Southwest Distributors Incorporated.
No balls and a strike for Stringer, the 0-1. Called to strike 3. That was strike 3 there, and he strikes out. Now, in the inning, they send 9 to the plate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 more will score on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 5 runs, 6 hits, a Park Lane error, and 1 left stranded. Back-to-back innings, they have put 5 in for JA in the 5th, 5 more in the 6th. They lead at 18-8. Bottom half coming after a 60-second break. Pioneer Baseball is on K106. Yeah. Ken, you better remember you got to go home to her. You might want to remember that. And y'all say, and y'all sold the second house, so you got nowhere to go.
Leading off for Park Lane in pile number 6, catcher number 8, Josh Aldridge.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's now an 18-8 ball game. Pioneers come to the plate. First one hit towards the second baseman by Albritton. And that one will be grabbed. Boyd Dawkins does not let much get past him at second base. Albritton's retired on one pitch for one out. And now Henry Brewer, who is 1 for 3, will come to the plate here in the sixth inning for Park Lane. Brewer singled and scored in the second. He's also flew out twice. The pitch. He will send that one down the right side. That's a foul ball towards the Park Lane bullpen area. And it's no balls and a strike for Brewer. Back-to-back 5-run innings has made this one a different ball game for J.A. We were tied 8 apiece going to the fifth. J.A. scores 5 in the fifth and 5 more in the sixth. Go up 18-8. No balls, a strike for Brewer. The pitch. That one misses and evens it now to Henry at 1-1. So the count even for Henry Brewer. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch fouls it away, make it 1-2.
Our foul ball is sponsored by Debbie Snowball Realty.
So the count's a ball and 2 strikes for Henry Brewer now in the 1-2 pitch. Do him here in the sixth inning. The 1-2 misses. And that will even it now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now we apparently need some more baseballs. So we'll get some new baseballs into play, and a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch for Henry Brewer will be due here momentarily. So Brewer awaiting a 2-2 pitch. 18-8 Park Lane. Going to need to score something here in the sixth. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses for ball 3. And that will take it full to Henry Brewer now. And 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Brewer awaits a 3-2. That's ball 4. And Brewer going to draw the free pass for Park Lane. 1-on-1 out. And now Bruner rushing to the plate for the Pioneers. Their baseball tomorrow on the radio side, Meridian Community College at Bear Park. First pitch is hit. That's in over the shortstop and in the left. They'll send the runner to third. They may decide to send him off. No, he'll get the stop there. And they will be second and third. Rushing gets himself a double. And they will be second and third now for the Pioneers and Colin Smith to bat. Pioneers need to plate at least 1 here in the sixth. Smith has been hit by a pitch, has singled and flew out in his 3 trips to the plate. He bats for the 4th time here in the sixth inning. Skies one in the air. That one on the infield. Shortstop will catch it for out number 2. Stringer able to grab that one for out number 2. And now Caden Ayuk will bat with 2 on and 2 outs for Park Lane. Ayuk has singled. He's also walked and flew out. So Caden Ayuk will bat here in the sixth inning now for Park Lane. 18-8 the score. Here's the pitch to Ayuk. That one taken for ball 1, make it 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes for Caden Ayuk, and the 1-0 pitch going to be due him here in the sixth inning. Ayuk will await his 1-0. Fouls that one. First baseman in foul territory sees it pop out of his glove. Baker had it in his glove and it pops out. And that will extend this one, and we will have a pitch due Ayuk. So Ayuk will grab second life at the plate. One ball, one strike to pitch. Hit towards center. Center fielder will trap that one. They call him out. Looks like he trapped it, but they say out in center. Must have hung on to it, and then that will do it. So Ayuk will fly out for out number 3, 8:27. We will close this one down in the sixth. No runs, a hit, no errors. 2 left for Park Lane. And the run rule going to take over here as 6 innings are complete. 18-8's the final score. Back with some final numbers after a 2-minute break. Some final numbers in 2 minutes with Pioneer Baseball right here on K106.